Welcome to Paddle and Peak, the only... Already fucked it up. What is it?
Okay, I also like that he winked to start it off.
Also, the reason why he had us on first, he's like, this is my test run. I need people here who I trust.
Definitely. Welcome to Paddle and Peak. Welcome to Paddle and Peak, the only podcast serving up pickleball in the Hudson Valley. I'm Sean Tracy, and today, real-life partners on the court and off the court, Spencer L. and Sabrina T. Welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me on. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Big question. The hardest question I'm going to ask you guys, are you subscribed to the Paddle and Peak newsletter?
Not yet, but I will after this.
As long as he does, I'm good.
Okay. So just so you guys know, I publish the Paddle and Peak newsletter every Monday and Thursday. Event calendar, clinics, tournaments upcoming. I search for the best deals on pickleball gear, paddles, etc. Some beginner tips, some trivia, and links to this media like the podcast will be in there in the newsletter. Luckily for you guys, you've only missed the first 3 issues.
Okay.
We're already up to 50 subscribers, so add to that tally after we're finished today.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. I'd like to get to know you guys a little bit better, but in terms of pickleball, what's your favorite indoor facility and why?
Favorite indoor, I mean, we have a couple now around us, but I would say definitely HVP and Poughkeepsie, just for everything they do, just how many courts they have, all the differing ideas of what is there, whether it's open play, tournaments. They have, one-on-one lessons you can take with coaches, bar, food, all that different kind of stuff. And just being able to...
They got line dancing.
They got line dancing. Haven't done that yet. Maybe never will you see me in the line dancing idea there. Maybe karaoke. Maybe I'll do that one.
Oh, that's right. They do have the karaoke too.
But no, HVP for sure. They do a great job. If it was closer, I would be there probably every day.
And you've played at other indoor places like Dink
and
Roland.
It's just, listen, I think...
And not that there's anything wrong with those places. I don't know Dink. I know what you've told me of it. I know Roland. I know that it's... I feel like it's a little bit difficult to see the ball there.
It's an old bowling alley, and obviously they also do it... their, I think, core idea over there is more going to be like the futsal and the soccer, and then they implement it with pickleball in the off season and stuff like that. So I mean, but they do a great job. We've done tournaments there, obviously.
Yeah, the tournament was fun.
Their open plays are totally fine. I wish the hours were a little bit better for me with my hours that I work for my normal job, but HVP for sure. Just the amount of times, like, doesn't matter if you have an early shift or a late shift. There's always an open play there for you.
What about you, Sabrina? Same?
Yeah, HVP is my favorite. More practical reasons. I am older than Spencer, and I have a bad knee. I find it easier to play HVP physically. Their courts are, I don't even know what the material is, but it's a little more spongy than your average, concrete.
It's definitely more spongy than Roland. Roland's like a pretty hard surface.
And so it's easier for me to play for longer there. I can play for 4 or 6 hours there, and I don't really feel it. And the other...
Play that long?
Sometimes, yeah. But the other places are fine, and it's great that we have more in the area, and I would love to see even more open up. But I agree, their hours are a little hard to get to. The flooring limits, like usually 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty much wrapped up.
Are these places going to survive long term, especially with such a big off season where in the summer,
if they adapt?
If they adapt, I think with definitely certain places, you'll have your regulars. I think Roland, like I said already, has the soccer. They can definitely do stuff like that will help offset certain stuff. And they have the Red Hook community. They have all these different types of communities that can come together and really lead to good stuff over there.
And I think Roland has a unique opportunity because they have that extra space there that if they did courts outside with lights, because a lot of times even the free courts in the area, the only one I'm sure of is Saugerties that has outdoor lighting for nighttime game.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think, doesn't Mart's have?
Maybe
Mart's, I've never been there.
So yeah, I've only been there once.
But it's only like maybe a handful, say 3 or 4.
Okay, since we're talking outdoor, what's your favorite outdoor court to play at?
It depends on what you're looking for. Statsburg, the Firehouse, is actually the best group of people, and it's the most fun. Yeah. The most challenging play that I have found for myself is at Lauren Park in Kingston. But there is definitely higher level play at Mart's for sure, but I think that would probably be punching way up for me with those guys.
How about you, Spence?
I think for me, it definitely comes like within the journey. I think Cantine's got really nice outdoor courts. I think for me, Lauren right now, obviously it's 5 minutes down the road for me and Sabrina, so it just makes it, how do we not go there? 8 brand new courts. The courts might be a little bit tight, but we work with what we can out there. The big step up for me, I think from last year, I've been playing doubles a lot. Pretty much predominant for the last year was I started at Statsburg, then went to Red Hook, and now I've kind of gone to Lauren. So it's been a nice little progression of like going through all these different places. But for me, I would say probably Lauren and Cantine have the best outdoor courts.
I haven't been there yet, but Nicole told me that the competition is pretty good.
You should come. I think you'd have a blast there.
Okay. Singles or doubles?
I've always been a doubles player just because even when I used to play tennis back in the day, it's much more of the chess match of it's not just, oh, there's an open side of the court, hit to that. Singles for me is very much you just hit it back and forth. You try to mix it up a little bit. And to me, doubles has a little bit more intellectual idea behind it.
So you were a tennis player.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I thought I saw some tennis in your strokes. Yeah, what was your highest tennis rating?
I played second doubles in high school and then went to colleges that didn't offer tennis, but I worked at a tennis resort in Sardis for 10 years of my life working in the kitchens. So, I mean, I've seen...
Wait, total tennis?
Correct.
Oh, my goodness.
Tennis. Yeah, total tennis pretty much probably shaped a lot of what I do now, obviously in racket sports and stuff like that. But
so if you worked in the kitchen there, did you get to go out and play on the clay and stuff?
Yeah, I went and played on the clay. I helped with a couple of the summertime with the kids' classes and clinics and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a fun time and experience.
Did your tennis carry you over to pickleball?
Yeah, for sure. I think that when you look at other sports I played growing up, basketball, too short, baseball, my hand-eye coordination was good for racket, wasn't so good once I had to make the jump up from like minor leagues into like Babe Ruth baseball. So I think the last time I played baseball, I was 13, had a terrible season and said, I'm done playing this stupid game. And then pretty much moved to tennis, I think, the next summer.
He's a perfectionist.
Gotcha.
Correct.
What about you?
I'm a Libra, so there's no definite like black and white answer. It depends. It depends on the partnership.
So you played singles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer singles when I find the people that I would have to partner with don't work with my personality.
Gotcha. So your doubles, when you partner with someone in doubles, you're not just thinking about their abilities. You're thinking about how well you get along with them and how well you guys can communicate with each other.
Yes, because winning at any cost doesn't interest me.
Okay.
I'd rather lose and at least respect my partner than win and literally be like, I kind of want to punch you in the face.
Okay, interesting. I've felt that way about some partners I've had. Evening play or morning play?
Both. I think I've done both. I think it's both interesting. I think the fact that if you go every single morning, you kind of get the same crew. If you go at night, all of a sudden 4 or 5 different people show up and you're like, okay, now I get extra games like that. And it's definitely something Statsburg, I know, does it a lot more than others. Morning crew, night crew. It's just fun to play both.
How about you?
Evening, all the way. I hate mornings.
Oh, okay.
I will play in the morning if I have to because that's the availability I have and I want to play. But if I have a choice, evening.
You'd be preferred. Okay. I'm actually a night person myself, so I'd rather play late at night. Drive, drip, or drop?
I think with the tennis background, obviously it was drive when I first started. And now there is nothing that makes me feel better than hitting that little drip shot or that really solid attacking drop that just beats someone that's just out of position. Like, there's no better feeling than that.
Okay. What about you?
There's a thing in jiu-jitsu, because I practice jiu-jitsu, that what's your favorite submission? What they give me, right? So what's going to work? Play with the shots. Is driving working? No? Then drop it. Like, use it accordingly. It's a chess game. You shouldn't be going out there and being like, I'm driving every third shot, unless you're super new.
A cerebral person here at the table.
For sure.
Okay, cool. Last question in getting to know you. What is your favorite, or like if you could go anywhere to play pickleball, what would the destination be?
I think for me, destination would just be probably Florida right now because there's so many courts and so many different places to play. But obviously any hot weather place, I mean, some people would probably say, you know, going over to Asia and playing over there would also be fun. Just a place where, you know, you can play pickleball kind of year round would be a good spot.
Okay.
Central Park.
Central Park?
Central Park.
Okay.
Which is feasible.
Yeah.
Like we're what, 2.5 hours from the city. So yeah, but Central Park.
Okay, cool. So we're going to move on to hot takes. Okay. Here's how it works. We've got this pickleball here on the table with a bunch of pieces of paper. You're each going to choose one at random, and you're going to defend the hot take written on that piece of paper. Who would like to go first?
Club.
It is debate club.
I like this.
Okay, go first then.
Well, you sure you want that one?
Yes. Maybe. There we go.
Okay. Okay, you can read it out loud to us now.
This is the worst one because it's a challenge. I have to defend this.
Yes, you do.
All right. Rally scoring should replace side-out scoring everywhere permanently.
Interesting.
I love the.
Should we explain the difference in case people don't know?
Yeah, especially because if you're new and you've only played pickleball, you might not, because I didn't necessarily understand rally scoring because I didn't play racket sports.
Okay. Would you like to explain it, or would you like me to explain?
I would like you to explain it.
Sure. So right now, side-out scoring is what we typically play, which means when you're serving, you can score a point, and that's the only time you can score when you're serving. Rally scoring would mean that someone can earn a point on every single play. Doesn't matter who's serving, which would probably speed up the games. But listen, you're the one defending it, not me. So what do you think?
That is the biggest defense of it, is especially for professionals and building the sport and building the fan base and keeping it alive and well, it would go faster. You'd be able to go through parks that have a very small 1, 2, 3 courts. The games would move faster, and you'd be able to have more play for rec players. And for pros, it would end up more on ESPN and things like that. Because right now, when you have side-out scoring, you don't know how long the game's going to last.
Yeah, but it's not like any of these games last a really long time. It's not like you're like watching a tennis match is a commitment, right? Because it takes hours.
Yeah,
for sure.
Watching the pros play best of 3 pickleball is like a half hour.
It depends.
Rally scoring would chop that time in half.
It would chop the time in half, but you're talking about like, are you talking about like Anna Lee and Ben Johns just whipping through their competition? Because closer teams play a little bit longer. And also, let's be real, most people's attention span don't lean towards tennis in 6-hour games. And they don't even lean towards an hour, hour and a half games that potentially pro pickleballs actually do go that long.
Okay, so every point is high stakes because now every single point counts. Yes. What do you think?
I think for me with rally scoring, it helps beginners against more advanced players because at least then if it's every point, then they have a chance to at least score if someone makes a miscue. But let's say even, I'll use me and you as an example against a couple of 3-0s. If we all of a sudden just get the serve and hold on to it, even if we miss one, okay, well now it's just second serve and then we can still run through it. Whereas like at least they get that 1 point out of the way and that still can build momentum here and there.
Right. So if I recall correctly, we played a tournament together at Roland, and because there was like a time component, at certain point they changed us to rally scoring?
Correct. It was 15-minute time limit and then or 12-minute time limit because they had obviously other tournaments and only 4 limited courts, and then it went to rally scoring.
And I hated that part. When we went to rally scoring, I felt like that was, well, I guess the pressure was really on then at that point.
I think it's just very difficult when you're asking us to play for 12 minutes at the normal thing, and then all of a sudden
switch to rally.
We switch to rally. People don't know where to stand. Now we have people coming over. It's stopping momentum. Maybe we were down 9-2 and now it's 9-7. Oh, but the timer goes off. Now it's rally scoring. Now everyone's got to figure it out. Now they're pretty much getting a minute timeout when now all of our momentum is just pretty much kiboshed. I mean, I feel when me and Sabrina played in the mixed on that Sunday, we went to rally scoring, I think, 3 or 4 times. In 2 of the games, we would have won without the rally scoring. I can almost guarantee.
Yeah, I think the rally scoring actually ended up taking longer than if we had just played it straight up.
Because nobody understands it. Like you're saying, wait, that's not how you play right now. So a lot of people didn't understand it, and then also pick one or the other. Like, honestly, you can make arguments for either side, but when you have a tournament, or if you're going to do both, that should be clear from the get-go. So that when people pay their money and play the game, they're aware of what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I know you're defending it, but I'm thinking about places like Statsburg where they do 4-on, 4-off, right? So at a lot of other places, if you win, you stay on, and probably you and your partner split and go to opposite sides.
Yeah.
At Statsburg, win or lose, 4 come off, 4 come on. Games could be really short there. You could be on for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then you could be off. That probably wouldn't be that much fun if we were doing rally scoring there.
I think obviously, and Statsburg is the one place where I think if there was ever a place that needed to add more courts, it's Statsburg. I mean, I go there on a random Monday thinking it's going to be me and 12 people, and there's 27 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there where they have the double rack system, and there's literally paddles waiting in the fence.
Yeah.
And I think for me, it also depends that, yes, when people show up, at the end of the day, yes, everybody wants to play. I want the best games. If it ends up being 3 people with 1 beginner, listen, first of all, the beginner's not going to have fun. The advanced guys aren't going to have fun. There's got to be a way where it's like, yes, everyone's there, and there should be a limit to, everyone's in the right system and everyone's playing. But
do you think rally scoring helps or hurts that dynamic, what you're talking about?
I think rally scoring would make the game go even faster, and then I think the beginner would be the one that would get hurt out of that idea. It all comes down to who's on the court at that time.
There's a lot of if-then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one to defend. I hope we just stick with side-out scoring from now on.
I mean, I think that, to be honest, like, I will defend this because that's the game. But in reality, I think that's what makes pickleball its own thing. Mm-hmm. It's not mini tennis. It's not a riff off of tennis. It has its own rules, its own dimensions. And that's part of it, is the not rally scoring.
Right. I agree. What do you got?
Singles makes you a better doubles player.
Ooh, baby.
I should have gotten this one.
I feel like for me, it absolutely does. And I feel for someone who had a tennis background listen, my tennis lessons were, I sat at the baseline and a guy had 2 giant shopping carts of tennis balls, and I hit every ball until the shopping carts were empty, went, picked them up, and did it over again. And I feel like having that type of training, which is pretty much what a singles game is, you're just trying to pretty much outlast your opponent. It allows you to, learn how to drive better, learn how to hit gaps easier, and all of that, which when me and Sabrina first started playing, we did predominantly just play singles. We didn't know really what we were doing. We don't want to intrude on people who already know how to play the game. And then obviously and
you wanted to beat me at something.
I wanted to beat her at something. And obviously as she's kind of gotten...
Do you beat me now at singles as much?
She's getting better, guys. Let's leave it at that. She is getting better at singles.
I beat him the last time we played singles.
Nice.
So, but no, I feel singles definitely makes you a better doubles player. I think there's room for both in there. And for people who, just go to open play doubles and don't understand why, hey, I'm so good at the net, but my drives are not that good. Well, go with a friend one day, take a step back, play 2 hours of singles, then go play doubles the next day. I would pretty much guarantee your drives will be better.
Okay. What are you going to argue against that?
A little. A little. I think it definitely helps the drives, for sure. But if you have to go in that reverse order, you have to have some understanding of the net play and then practice your singles to help your drives. Because if you go with somebody who is predominantly, they started with singles, they played singles, even had a tennis background, those are the people you can trip up at the net. Those are the people who like to hit under the net and try to whack the ball. They are the people who they see a floating ball and they are sending it to the moon because they have all that power, but they don't know how to harness it on that smaller court.
Right.
So I think, it helps on the drives. It doesn't necessarily make you a better partner because when you're playing singles, you're covering everything. But if you do that with partners, you're out of position, you've messed up your partner, True. You're scrambling, and maybe you guys have a great chemistry that you can work through that. Usually the people who know on the other side, they hit behind the person who's out of position.
Agreed. Are you going to be playing singles in tournaments, or are you not going to bother?
Just the fact that my legs are just so messed up. I have an ankle, a knee injury.
That's a no.
It's hard, right? Because I think if I played, and really HPP doesn't even do it anymore, like a 3-0 level, because I don't have a singles rating right now, I could probably play with it and get away with it. I'd probably win. People would probably call me a sandbagger. Maybe I would play 3-5, but the way now that we have to play, obviously me and you play Saturdays, me and Sabrina play Sundays, it's really hard for me to commit to 3 days in a row and then really not feel like I'm able to give my all for you or for her.
Yeah, understood. What about you? You going to do singles in one of these tournaments?
Yes, eventually.
Okay.
I just have to find the time to practice because it is a different mentality.
It also feels like it's almost a complete different game. Like I did the singles and the doubles in the tournament, and I felt like I was playing tennis one night, and then I was playing pickleball the next day.
Yeah.
But it was a different kind of tennis that wasn't, I don't know. It was, for some reason, it was even more exhausting when there's less space to cover, yet I was more exhausted.
The ball's coming back faster.
It's true. Yeah. It's weird. But I agree. I think definitely it will help on drives. The problem with singles is you almost really have to go for the lines as much as possible, which you don't do. You know, I wouldn't do that in doubles, but in singles it forces you to go for the lines. And
obviously for people who don't know, in pickleball we have a rule, the double bounce rule, where you have to, after you serve, the ball has to also bounce on your side, so you can't serve and volley. So really you're waiting for your opponent to return. If the return is not good, okay, then you can actually move up and be able to attack the ball. But other than that, it's really whoever gets to the net first can cut off the angle. If you watch all the best pros, it's usually serve,
Time.
guy returns, they get the ball, and by then one of them is up at the net. Usually the person who's first up at the net wins, but the guys are getting so good now, down the line shots are just predominantly like what's beating people.
right, it's hard to figure out the right time to get up to the net in singles.
Even in doubles, I mean, for people, I mean, we always hear from everyone, oh, what's the one thing you can do as a beginner to improve? Get to the line. Well, if you try to get to the line and someone blasts the ball at you and you don't split step and set your feet, now you're moving through the ball, you're way off balance. There's so many, 101 rules that it's like, yes, but. And people just, I think, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, yes, but you don't need to run to the line every single time. You need to know when to get to the line.
And sometimes you need to seed the line. And a lot of people, once they get to the kitchen, singles or doubles, that's it. They are stationed there. But like sometimes, especially with singles, if you hit something and you can kind of see, once you start understanding strokes and understanding your opponent, you're like, oh, let me back up, because being at the kitchen right now is not going to go well for me.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't. They got to the kitchen and they just want to, they did it. They won.
How about some love at first dink? I'd love to know your origin story with pickleball.
That he doesn't remember.
For me, this is more of a Sabrina thing. I couldn't even tell you why we picked up the paddles.
But I remember. I will tell this story.
Here we go.
He really, really, really liked disc golf. I liked watching disc golf. I wasn't good at playing it. I have a hard time coming through. For anybody who doesn't know, it's a disc. There are pins where you have to get them in. It's like golf is a whole thing.
Well, I thought it had to go on the basket.
Yeah, it has a
with chains.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't good at it, and I ended up just following him around.
Okay.
And we wanted something to do together, and he wanted something that was sport related, because I took him on a hike that on the app said it was a loop, but it was an in and out.
The longest day of my life, guys.
And he has never, this was like 6 years ago, he's never let me forget it. So he didn't trust me to pick the outdoor activity.
Okay.
And he found pickleball, and he's like, let's try this. And then we didn't want to interrupt anybody because we didn't really know the rules, and we're trying to figure it out as we went. And then we started playing singles, and that's the origin story of how we got started playing pickleball.
Oh, interesting. So how long has it been since you started playing?
Playing singles is probably about 2 years, where we were playing with each other. Starting playing doubles has been about a year. Next month will be a year.
That's it?
Yeah.
Why did I think you've been playing longer than I have?
Because we're that good. No, I'm kidding.
The tennis
He's
background.
that good.
It's the tennis background.
Interesting.
Yeah, he picked up really quick.
So many people become obsessed with pickleball. Are you obsessed with pickleball? You're wearing a pickleball shirt.
I'm wearing a pickleball shirt. The fact that right now Major League Pickleball season is ongoing. It's every Thursday through Sunday, and now my mornings and nights after work are pretty much just like, can we watch 26 games of pickleball before they get to Sunday? That way we can watch Super Sunday. So yeah, I would say it's pretty much an obsession.
Okay. What about the playing side? I've never heard of anyone who watches that much pickleball, but
We watch a ton. I mean,
We watch a ton of pickleball.
Playing side, I think when I first started, I wanted to play every day, and now I want to be more selective, because I don't want to call it a waste if I go when there's certain, groups or certain people there, but like if I can't build up a pretty good sweat in like a half an hour, like it probably wasn't worth for me to go. I'm probably playing down too far. I need to play with up or play with a group of my level. So I would say probably 2 or 3 days a week right now at my max.
Are you playing for exercise or are you playing
just because I'm for sure playing for exercise because, listen, my diet, terrible right now. Okay. A lot of fast food, a lot of that garbage. And when I went into, like, even do a daily checkup and they're like, oh, you're down 10 pounds. I'm like, it's got to be all the pickleball. Has to be.
All right. What about you? Is it fun? Is it a workout? Is it a combination?
It's a combination, and I play more often, and I think that's because my level's lower than his is. So it's easier for me to find games that are challenging. I will play twice a day. Yeah. I will play in the morning and at night if I happen to have the day off or I have a late meeting schedule and I can take some time. I will play twice a day. I will play 4 or 6 hours. Not every day, but it will happen. We have actually talked about, we have a vacation, kind of vacation where we're taking in September where it's going to be pickleball based. So I would say,
that's cool. Where are you guys going?
Omega.
You don't have to tell us if you don't want to.
Oh, no. Omega in Rhinebeck is having a clinic type event where Francis is using HVP to do the lessons and help you get better. But then you also have all the Omega stuff that you get to do.
What's Omega stuff? Like,
they have,
I have no idea what happens there.
There's
yoga?
There's yoga, there's the workshops. There's all kinds of things. And then there's also like you get to partake in their meals, which are locally sourced. And yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. What do so my wife thinks pickleball is for old people. What do your family members or friends who are not pickleball players think of your pickleball obsession?
It was really nice for me. Obviously playing tennis, my dad was always one who really like showed up to a lot of stuff. My mom did too, but my dad, like, he was there for my first ever tennis win in high school, which is really important. He showed up at one of our last tournaments to watch a couple matches, and like he goes, just like he pretty much told me afterwards, like just how it used to be with tennis. Like you and Sean look so good out there, and it was nice to have.
Oh, he said that about me?
He did.
That's amazing.
He did very say that. And it's nice to have.
Right.
Was he watching the same match?
That was like the second game when you guys were doing really well.
Oh, okay.
That was before the epic meltdown where we lost 4 in a row. But let's not talk about that right now. No, it's just everyone, like even my dad, he'll call me, text me if I don't answer. He goes, probably playing pickleball, and like he knows pretty much that's pretty much one of my, it's hobby obsession. It's just everyone has stuff, and I think the word obsession can get thrown around bad or good, and I just think people should be active. People should be getting exercise. Like if you look at how we are as a society, a lot of people are behind desks doing jobs. They go home, they sit on the couch. There's really not much exercise. The fact that you can get out there, and I mean, me and from all the places we've been to, I mean, there's 85-year-olds who are playing this sport and hitting a ball.
Kicking your butt.
And yeah. It's just how it is.
My friends are used to the fact that I have very niche interests. So it's kind of like my jiu-jitsu friends were like, don't leave jiu-jitsu for pickleball. Like, where'd you go? I happen to be injured, so that's why I'm not doing it for that. But everything, everybody kind of has their opinion on when you haven't tried it. And it kind of goes to the whole Theodore Roosevelt, the man in the arena. Like, if you think it's that easy, if you think it's silly, try it.
Right.
Like, you don't really get to have an opinion if you're not out there with us.
Do you think it's niche now, or do you think it's becoming more
niche.
mainstream?
I think it's still niche, although it's getting more mainstream when you have movies about it and you have it showing up on like little skits, and it's making its way into the mainstream. But I think for people who actually play with a desire not just to be social, although that aspect super important, but play it with a desire of this is going to be something I want to get good at. Even if I never get great, I want to be good at it. That's still a little bit niche. Okay. A little bit.
I think the biggest thing I think it was more niche 2 or 3 years ago.
For sure.
I think, like you said, now we have a movie coming out with, Ben Stiller was either a producer or helping direct it. Anna Lee Waters got picked up by Nike. It's like $1 million contract.
And people know who she is, and they know who Ben Johnson is, so it's less niche.
She's on the top 100, most influential people under 30. Like, there's a reason that also, again, like we said, in tennis, listen, there's tennis courts all around with these pickleball courts. There's 2 people on it maybe in the morning. There's nobody on it throughout the day. There's 100 people on these pickleball courts. Everybody can play it. It's a smaller court. It just allows And listen, there's a fun side and there's a competitive side. I think that's where the game right now is being hurt because people want to improve and other people are there for exercise. And I think once we figure out how to mix and match properly, it'll be much better.
Okay, so what's this new thing you're bringing up here? There's a rift in pickleball between people who want to play socially, who probably aren't particularly good at pickleball, versus people who want to play competitively, and a clash between them?
I just think when you look at certain people on the pickleball court, they're out there for exercise, they're out there to have fun, and then you have certain people out there who, as soon as they miss a point, whether it was their fault, their partner's fault, whoever, it literally looks like they have, chopped one of their own legs off. I think that's the problem. I think that you have to understand when you go onto a court with 4 people, is it 4 of your buddies who you are all trying to improve and get better? Is it people who you know for a fact play twice a week and have never taken a lesson and are just out there to, get some exercise? I think it's not a rift. I think it's just, it will make the sport more accessible. When you see certain signups, listen, Playtime Scheduler, I love it. When certain people come in at levels that are not the level they're at, it's very difficult when they've made the schedule for that time, and now we have to try to integrate certain people into that aspect.
You're going into deep water there because the ratings are subjective.
Correct.
And a rec play rating versus a league rating versus a duper rating versus, we could go on and on all the different options, but it is important, I think, for everybody to be clear about their intentions. Like, hey, guys, I'm here to have fun. And then you can decide, especially when you have rec play that has 20, 25 people, the people who want to have really intense games and we want to go for the crazy points and the ATPs and we want to lob, and they can hang out together, and the people who just want to laugh and have fun, and yes, they want to hit good shots, but they are more about social exercise, they'll find each other.
So how do we do that then? Like if I go and I'm on a court with people who are beginners, I'll play down and hit little softballs to them so they could be in the game. I don't particularly want to play with them. I want to, I want competition, but I won't be a jerk and just smash it at them.
Sure, of
well,
course.
do you find that it hurts? Like if you play down to any level, even if you play down to my level, and then you go to play and it's a much closer game, like you guys are all well matched, do you find it a harder transition? Because a lot of people do.
Like if I just play down one game and then I have to go play in a more intense game? Not really. I don't think so. But I also think like you could work on things in games like that where you could just hit more drops than you normally would, or try to play off your backhand more than you normally would, so that you can make it more competitive and fair for them and work on something for yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, it does.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So how would we implement this system at places like Statsburg, where you might have playtime might have 2 5s to 4 0s, so you might get some people who are really just there for the social aspect, and you've got a couple of people there who really want to play. But, it's a paddle system. You put your paddle up. If you're in the next 4, you're in the next 4. What do you do? How do we change it?
I don't think there's a proper way to change it right now. I think that obviously people who go to the same place for a while, they kind of know who the better players are, who the worst players are. Listen, like you said, I have no problem playing down.
Let's say non-competitive players, because worst players is kind of judgmental.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. I think.
What a jerk.
Listen.
He doesn't mean to be.
I
it's
know.
just how
No,
he's
I
very
understand.
analytical, but it's not, being a lower player, it does not make you a bad player.
No, you're
it's
not
just
at the
different.
I think you're right. Non-competitive versus competitive is probably the best way that we frame it.
It's ranked. To age myself with video games, it's ranked play versus casual play, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think when you look at it, it's just how can you match up the best, and are you ready to take that step up in competition? Be there. I mean, I've seen it plenty of times, and unfortunately for me, it kind of makes me a little bit sad when I step on a court and people I literally watch, not even at what we talked about with Statsburg, but other courts will just take their paddle out and move it to the back because they don't want to play against me. Whether it's they think that I am too hard a hitter, I'm too good for them, or they think I'm just going to smash the ball at them. It does make me sad.
And
but
with you, it would be his skill level. With me, I'm not always the nicest person. Okay. So sometimes that plays a role as well. Sometimes it's not about competitive, non-competitive. Sometimes it's about this person is way too intense.
Okay. So you find that some people are avoiding Spencer because they think his skill level is too good, and people are avoiding you because you're combative.
I can be very combative.
Okay.
I can be very combative. And You act like you haven't played with me.
Well, I mean, I know I have, but not everyone watching this has. Yeah. So what can you do to change that? Or do you not want to change that?
No,
do you want to not lose your edge of your combativeness?
No, I'm actually working on changing it because it's not good for anybody. It's not good for my partners and it's not good for me because then you stay in the point that you missed. Like I missed.
So that's what happens. You stay in the point that you missed, you let it get to you, and then everything goes downhill.
And people play differently. Like if somebody's overly aggressive and they kind of want to play however they want to play, if that doesn't mesh with me, it's okay for us to just get through that game and be like, this is not a good mix.
Right.
And so yes, I'm actively working on being a better partner.
But the problem,
she's doing a great job with it.
Well, that's good. The problem at places like Statsburg, and like I said, again, they're lovely people. I like playing there.
They're one of the best group of people.
I spent a lot of time playing there last summer. But when you do 4 in, 4 out, you can be in the same group over and over and over again. So if you're not meshing with certain people, you're kind of with them, unless you take your paddle out and wait.
Right.
Which I think, listen, some people will think like, oh, how snobby of you. You're taking your paddle out. You don't want to play with us. It's like, I'm at the point now in pickleball where you can think whatever you want of me. If you think that's the reason why, sure. Also, I just kind of want to have a fun time too. Yeah. Not just wasting 4 hours of my life, which is, again, sounds snobby, but I'm there for competition and to get exercise. If people are just dinking the ball back and forth and I'm not moving, that can get really repetitive and tedious after a while.
Okay.
I think we have to as a community, though, because I don't think many people in our community are going pro. Right? Probably not. Like there might be some of the younger crew, maybe, but like for those of us at this table anyway, we're probably not going pro.
Wait, what?
Yeah, listen, I'm right there in the same age bracket. But
what?
55 and over. Here we come.
There is the 55 and over. Yeah,
but we all
I've got time.
We all start at some place, and I think it's good to give back when you can and to actually play those games. As to how you mesh them, I think people have to be realistic. Like one of the biggest conversations in any podcast, any YouTube channel with pickleball, if a rating is from 2.5 to 4.0 and it's rec play, and you are really a 4.0 and you really want good games, those are probably not the games for you. If that's, you kind of have to take ownership of yourself.
Right.
If you kind of see that and you're like, I don't want to play down today. I want these intense games. Okay, then you shouldn't go there. But what you definitely shouldn't do is go there, show up, and then make people feel bad about themselves.
100% agree.
Because you chose to go to those open plays.
Agreed. And, so am I a jerk if I start a play time for 4.0s to 4.5s and I don't include lower ranked players?
I don't think you are. I think when you're talking about rec play, you're talking about open play outdoors at free parks, you can't really do much about people showing up who aren't or who just changed their rating. Right. Because we could all call ourselves 4.0s or 5.0s even. But I don't think you're a jerk for that. Okay. I think you're asking for something like, hey, I really want good games. I want the ball to come back 10, 12, 15 times. I want to be challenged today. I love you all. I just want to be challenged type thing.
Last question before we take a break from our sponsor. Yeah. I've heard some of the younger people that I've been playing against at particularly indoors talking about wanting to be professionals. So why do I hear so many people thinking that they can become professional pickleball players?
Because they haven't played a professional pickleball player. Or they haven't played a 5.60. And I'm not saying that they can't be. They're younger, they have more time to get the work in, but we have pro pickleball has 14, 15, 16-year-olds beating pro single players right now. It's something to think about. I would say they should really put themselves in uncomfortable positions.
So, but do you think that they see that there's so many young kids doing well, Gabe Tardio, Hayden Patriquin, Annalie Waters, Tama, that they think, oh, that could be me. I'm 16, 17, 18 years old. I mean, we played a bunch of, I think, 18, 19-year-olds last night.
For me, I think if anybody wants to understand what it is to be a true pro athlete, there's a reason in baseball it's however one and however many people, basketball. When you look at the pro landscape, and for me, I didn't even truly get this in tennis, but being at Total Tennis, there were a lot of good players that came through. One of the coaches there, I think he was like, I don't even know if he was ranked top 500 in the world, but he was on the Davis Cup for one of the Middle Eastern countries, and he was like the fourth singles player, and I couldn't even hit this guy's serve with 5 paddles in my hands. It was just, if I got the ball back over, he would make me, it was literally being a marionette on strings. And for people to understand, like, hey, I play this sport really, really well, and, you know, I'm a 4-0 rated player, and I'm going to be there. Play one true session with 5-0s for like 5 or 6 hours, and you will feel like you're a 3-0 player again. I think that people really don't understand. Everyone, listen, Annalie is 18, 19 years old right now. Both of her parents were D1, really, really good athletes. They had her from a young age understand what it takes to be this good, and that's why she's this good. I think that everybody else is very difficult.
There's money to be made, too. Because with tennis, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, the top players make money. The players who kind of don't get out of the 100th, right, the 100th of the world or whatever, they don't make anywhere near what we're talking about when you're talking about like Nadal and Venus and Serena.
Right. Whereas, but tennis is different than every other sport because every other sport, the players are part of a union. All right. They're contracted, right? And you're just an independent contractor in tennis, which is very, very difficult to be a professional in that sport and not be one of the top, probably the top 10.
So I think as pickleball is more accessible and you can get better quicker. Like, I think there's, at least from the outside looking in, I could not play tennis. I could not learn how to play tennis. It did not work for me. But from the outside looking in, there is a lot of work that goes into tennis that, yes, the pros still put work into pickleball, but it's just different. It's just different. You have more of a life, for one. You have a longer lifespan because the ball is later. Mm-hmm. And, you know, you have Matt Wright is 48, 49, and he was a tennis player all through college and everything. But it has a longer lifespan. You could, like you're saying, 55 and over, you could end up in APP and make gold. Mm-hmm. So I think it's more accessible, and that's why people are like, I could do this. And I don't think there's anything wrong with reaching for it.
Agreed. Okay, we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to play Rate My Partner.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
I used to spend hours setting up at home. Bad lighting, no space, always a hassle. But at HV Content Loft, I shot an entire month's worth of content in one day. They had everything I needed. Cinema cameras, pro lighting, even a teleprompter. No more struggling with DIY setups. I even knocked out 3 podcast episodes without worrying about sound issues. And when I needed a hand, their team was there to help. Best part? I walked away with more content in one day than I usually make in a month. If you're serious about creating, book your session at hvcontentloft.com.
Okay, welcome back. Let's rate my partner. Let's start with communication. Who are you going to rate? Which partner are we talking about today? It's all for fun, by the way.
It's all for fun, but the fact that I have to go home and live with my wife, I think
I'm rating you, so you can rate me.
Communication, I think, is something that...
Are you rating your wife?
I'll rate Sabrina.
Woo!
I think it's something that we can.
Sean is going under the table right now. He's like, that's it.
We can. I mean, me and
remember her just saying that she's combative.
me and her laugh about it all the time. A bunch of guys at Lauren Park, they say, "God, you guys talk a lot," and we're just talking points after every single point. It's because we want to be like, "Hey, did you need help there? Should I have moved over left or right?" I think communication is one of the main reasons that you watch just any random 4 players play. A point happens and they just go back to the normal spots. It's like you should communicate at that point. You should be like, "Hey, how can I help? How can
this is not. I don't want you to describe what communication is to me. I want you to rate your partner.
How well I do it.
1 of 5 or 1 of 10?
We can go 1 of 5.
5 out of 5.
Oh snap!
For communication, for Spencer, 5 out of 5. Although I will say that we do bicker a lot, but don't assume that we're not going to make the point just because we're bickering.
Okay. Power.
3 out of 5.
That's it? You're just going to give me a rating and not a reason?
For her being someone who just started pickleball, doesn't have a tennis racket background or anything like that, she started from the kitchen and now is backing up, and I think that she can add even more power to her game.
Okay.
4.5 out of 5, and that's intentional because his 5 out of 5 is more likely to go out than not, so he's been dialing it back, and that's really good for our game.
Okay, that's good. How about strategic thinking?
5 out of 5. For out of everyone that I've ever played with, I've never played with someone who has the mind for the game,
but not the skills,
but not the technical skills. It's very reverse with her, and obviously the best thing for her is technical skills can get improved faster than mind skills.
Okay. She has given us some good advice.
She has.
That you guys have never listened to.
That is true.
And had you listened to it, what would have happened, Sean?
We still would have lost.
No, you would have won. But for Spencer, a solid 4 out of 5. He tends to get, and a lot of pickleball players do this, get tunnel vision. I want to put ball here, and you don't adapt in the moment to, oh, they're there. I probably shouldn't do that.
Yeah, 100%.
Blame shifting.
I would say if you asked me 6 months ago, it would have been a 1, and now it's like a 4 out of 5. Like she's just her. The reason we're improving so much, just in general on the pickleball court, is from her mindset change. Not that we're also not getting better, but I really do think that was one of the major roadblocks for us to become a better team.
Yeah, it was awful. I was awful. I blamed him for everything because I didn't understand anything. Once I understood it, it was better.
Okay,
Spencer is a 5 out of 5 in the sense that he does not shift blame. He will take ownership. He will take accountability when he misses a shot. He's one of the best players for new players to play with because he will build your confidence like you are, Tama.
I will have to agree that he is a very positive partner to have, whereas I was probably the complete opposite.
You growled at me one time when we were playing rec play.
Probably.
When I was very new and like really, really bad, you growled at me and I growled back, to be fair.
Are you sure I wasn't growling at myself? Because I do get very angry at myself, and I think sometimes people could think that I'm getting angry at them. But
yeah,
but
usually your shots are in the net then. You were growling at my shots in the net.
That's definitely possible.
It was fair. I still like you. It's okay.
Okay. Apology. How well does she apologize after she misses a shot?
5 out of 5. I just think, like, especially, I think that's true for everybody though. Like I say the thing now, there's no apologizing in pickleball. Like, just don't. If you're ready to apologize for a shot, you're just playing too tight. You need to play looser. So for her, for most people, everywhere, it's a 5 out of 5. Everyone wants to apologize. It's like, you don't have to apologize.
Should anyone apologize in pickleball?
I don't think so. I think we're both just trying to get better. Listen, I mean, if there's a sitter and you hit into the net, that also happens. People can get mad all they want. You can see it, and people know, like, as soon as you miss a shot, the last thing you want to do is look at your partner because they're rolling their eyes, their head's in the sky. I think there is a spot for it. I think when you get to the higher levels, that's when you should be apologizing. Like, hey, I hit the shot 10 times out of 10 and I missed it. I'm sorry. But at the levels that we're at right now, no.
Okay. How about this guy? Is he good at apologizing?
He's very good at apologizing, 5 out of 5. And usually, actually, he's being too hard on himself. He's apologizing for something that it happens. Sometimes the wind picks up when you're outdoors and the ball moves. What a shot that would have been perfect now went into the net or went long. It happens. You don't need to apologize for that. I do think if you play with the same partner all the time and you have a plan and then you start deviating from the plan to the point that your partner has no idea what's going on, you should probably apologize for that. But that doesn't happen all that often. So
okay. You guys rated each other pretty well.
We like each other.
We like each other. And that's, I mean, listen, I'm sure as everyone knows, not a lot of partners in life are partners on pickleball courts, and it's something I'm actually really proud about that me and her do.
You know, I find that it's actually, I do see a lot of couples, more so, I mean, when I play tennis, my wife and I played tennis together. We were partners. But I do see more like pickleball partnerships with real life partners on the tennis court, the pickleball court lately.
I would say a lot more HVP, but I mean, if you go to regular Red Hook, Lauren Park, all that kind of stuff, I barely see couples.
No, okay. Grudge match confession. Okay. This is our second to last segment. I want you to tell me, it's only going to be one question. Who is the one person that when you get on the court and you look across the net and you see that one person, who is the person that you absolutely abhor playing against? Because maybe you don't like them or they're really good or whatever it is. Who is the person?
Well, let's Sabrina start this off.
Who do you just not want to have to play against?
Spencer. When we are separated in rec play, because he knows my game, he knows all my weaknesses, he will absolutely punish me and he will call it practice for you.
Nice. Okay.
He's not wrong. It is practice. It's really annoying.
Okay.
I'll definitely say one for me, and it's even from going back last year when we first started playing doubles. Shout out Dave Cunningham. Someone who every time I lose and play against him, Sabrina goes, well, you brought the tennis out. That didn't work. Maybe you should start playing pickleball. And, even to this day when I play Dave, like obviously me and you played him and Art Boyko at the Roland tournament, and I feel like that was, we call it the heavyweight match of Statsburg. And
I'm really sad I missed that match, the four of you.
Those guys really do bring their all, and I really enjoy playing those guys. And
so what is it about Dave's game that throws you off?
It's the tennis, the way that he can still, people would think he's overswinging, but he's still able to get the ball down with topspin. I think a lot of players still don't understand how to hit topspin properly. And Dave is one of those that from a tennis background can just really hit heavy topspin.
Yeah, he does. And he's got a really good lob. I mean, I don't love lobbing in pickleball, but he's got a good topspin lob. That's pretty annoying.
When we play at Roland, people who don't know, they have kind of short ceilings. So when we saw them matched up against us, we're like, well, at least we don't have to worry about the lobs today.
Do we play them twice?
We played them twice.
Did we beat them twice?
Beat them twice.
Okay, so that sounds like to me, when they hear this podcast, you all need to arrange another match between the four of you.
Best out of 7.
Here we go. I'm going to give you guys a quiz. Every guest who appears here is going to be on our leaderboard here. 5-question quiz about pickleball. At the end of season 1, the top of the board, there'll probably be a tie, so we'll have to have you guys back on if you do well, is going to win an award. Are you ready for your quiz?
Already.
Okay. You sure? You guys say you watch a lot of pickleball. I'm expecting 5 out of 5 here.
Okay.
Oh God, if these are names, I have nicknames for
I'll
everybody.
Be honest, these are pretty easy, to be honest with you. And because I'm such a nice, generous guy, I'm going to give you guys multiple choice for most of these. What year was pickleball invented? 1995, 1965, 1975, or 1985?
65.
I think it's 75.
Well, you gotta. You're playing together as a team.
We have to agree.
Yeah, 75. That's why you're partners.
I'm gonna go with you, but remember, you don't read emails.
So you're saying 1975?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you should have gone with Sabrina because she was right.
Okay, I'm going to enjoy hearing that.
We're going to start playing for the divorce court now. Thank you very much.
So over 1. This one's so easy. Question 2, what is the non-volley zone more commonly known as?
Kitchen.
The kitchen.
Great. You agree on that one. How high is the pickleball net at the center? I'm not going to give you multiple choice on this one.
Okay, how
high is the pickleball net?
Where's Frank when you need him?
I think it's 34 inches.
Sure.
34 inches?
34.
That is correct.
Hey.
Not bad.
Good job.
So easy, this next one. Who is commonly referred to as the GOAT of men's professional pickleball?
Ben Johns.
Okay, I don't even need to read the choices.
Freaking Johns.
Last question. You can go 4 for 5 here if you get this one right. Which professional pickleball tour currently features the majority of the world's top players? A, the APP Tour, B, the MLP, C, PPA Tour, or D, US APA Tour?
PPA.
The majority of, what was the first part?
The majority of the world's top players.
Okay, then PPA.
PPA.
Correct. 4 out of 5. Spencer and Sabrina,
we would have had 5 out of 5 if you had listened to your wife.
Let that be known for everybody in circles. Always listen to your wife.
1 tip, 1 local recommendation, 1 prediction for pickleball. Our final segment. We call it the drop.
For people who think they're getting better and want to continue to get better, film yourself. You'll be shocked at how rough it is to watch yourself playing when you think you're bending for a dink and it's going in the net and you're actually hinging at the waist.
Okay. Great advice.
That's your tip? Okay.
You don't have to do each. You could just do a prediction. What was the third thing I said?
It was tip, prediction, and I don't remember.
Place to play. We already talked about place to play.
Yeah.
So we could just do a prediction.
Prediction like for the local scene or prediction for in general?
In general for the future of pickleball, what's your prediction?
Tama and JW are going to beat Ben Johns and not Patrick Quinn, what's the other guy's name? Taudio. Thank you. They're going to beat them this year.
1 time.
No, I think they're going to beat them more than once. I say 5 times.
Is Tama that good at doubles? I thought he was really a singles player.
He really is a singles player, but I think when you have JW and he's doing all this work in the MLP right now.
You think they're going to win multiple gold medals this year?
I think that they're going to take wins off of Ben Johns and Taudio. And that's a big deal.
If they do that, who are they targeting? I'm assuming you're going to say Ben Johns because Tardio's destroying everything at the net.
Well, and the thing is, Ben Johns he is the GOAT. Yeah, he has all these amazing shots, but what he's called more often than not is boring because he will make the shot. every shot, every time. He's going to force you to make the mistake.
That's what he does.
So, yeah, I think they kind of maybe would have to, but I've seen Tama, if you've been watching MLP, if anybody has, Tama finds the smallest opening around Ben Johns and has won a couple of points. And if he has the whole rest of the season with MLP and then working with JW as a partner, who is a very strong partner and has beaten Ben Johns, I believe at singles. I don't remember 100%.
You beat him in singles.
Yeah, and then
I'm
also
sure
has 1 point off of him.
Are you saying that JW is no longer going to be playing with CJ? Was
Right,
he playing
yeah.
with CJ Klinger? They're
No,
changing
they
partners?
switched, yeah. At the end of the last season, that was decided.
I didn't even know
So now
that.
it's him and Tama.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's CJ playing with then?
Onsens.
And because Dylan Frazier's no longer play with him.
Okay, interesting. Do you have any predictions?
For me, I would just say that I think that the new wave is coming. I think
The
that
kids are here.
The kids are here. Get ready for some really interesting things on PPA next year. I think that we may see Ben and Tardio split or Anna Bright and Anna Lee Waters split.
I would love to see that.
Is
but-
Anna Lee going to just play with Georgia Johnson?
That's what I would guess.
Although statistically, even though they're doing fan-friggin-tastic this season with MLP, statistically she has more wins with Anna Bright. So if you're talking just wanting to win for Nike contracts and all that,
Yeah.
I don't see the sense in leaving, but I still love to see it.
And I would think too, and this will be like my big crazy whoa get out of here moment, would be that Ben will not drop Gabe. Gabe will drop Ben for Hayden Patrick-Wynn.
Whoa. Well, they are buddies, but I don't think that will work as well, personally. But okay. Interesting predictions. We'll see if they come true. Spencer, Sabrina, thank you very much for joining us on the podcast. Don't forget to immediately when we cut on all these cameras and devices, you're going to go to paddleandpeak.beehive.com and sign up for the newsletter.
Already done.
Perfect. Thank you for having me on my own podcast. See you on the next one.
See you guys. Thanks so much.